Hi, Laura. All right, we're going to do your solar arcs tonight. Now, thanks for being patient, by the way. I know this is taking longer than usual, so thanks. I appreciate you hanging tight with me and being patient with me. So, solar arcs are really fascinating. The solar arcs, if you're not familiar with them, it's kind of like reading a clock. It just takes all of your birth planets and basically turns them for every year of life. We kind of they turn a degree, kind of move through your chart in a counterclockwise motion. So it is truly like reading a clock. It's pretty cool. So we're going to do, the thing with this reading is it's kind of slow, so it's good to take notes because I have to kind of do a lot of looking back and forth. It doesn't kind of flow the same as like a birth chart reading or something. Okay, so starting first of all, your solar arc sun, which is at the same degree as your progressed sun. Okay, it's all of these planets are moving as fast as your solar arc sun, basically. So it's at 8 degrees of Gemini, and you've got that in the 11th house, which means 3 years ago you would have had the solar arc sun conjunct your natal Venus. And Venus is, of course, naturally the ruler of the 7th house. And for you, it also rules your 4th house of home and family and kind of belonging and emotion. Both your 4th and your 7th house have Uranian influence to them. So if you had a relationship that had elements of fragmentation or, non-committal, issues of non-committal, a partner who's non-committal or you're non-committal or, it can be a relationship that comes together very quickly, that came together very quickly, and then maybe was kind of on and off and on and off. So just let me know what that was 3 years ago, if there was indeed anything. You may not have had anything, but usually solar arc sun to Venus is a good thing. Okay, at 8 degrees of Gemini, we have not anything else exact, and we're looking for like exact aspects. And so, okay, let me pull up this other table very quickly. We'll look at the moon. So basically, with the solar arc sun, just like the progressed sun, it's showing us where we're at in our process of individuating and self-actualizing. It's that inner child energy, maturing through life. Let me pull up this graph here. So you've got nothing happening. You do have a separating conjunction to Pallas, which, Pallas has to do with our wisdom. Actually, I'm sorry, that's your Pallas to your sun. That's wisdom. It's the wisdom of, Pallas is a female feminine energy. But it's if you know the myth, she was the woman who never took on a consort or a husband or a partner, right? And so Athena is this individuated female, mature, so almost Sophia, wisdom-y energy. So wherever it falls, it shows where we're developing our wisdom. That's the solar arc Athena to your sun. So that's kind of learning about the self. But as far as the solar arc sun, the only other aspect we've got 1 to Chiron, as well as to Ceres. And so this is like a healing, this is self-esteem, this is healing who it is that we are. Let me pull this little guy out so I can see this easier. Like a really good time for self-work, inner self-work, kind of like we sort of saw this, I think, also in your solar return to a certain extent. And I'm just looking to see for you, Ceres also, by the way, as the ruler of the 2nd house, can indicate focusing on our finances, sort of taking charge with our finances, it being highlighted. And Chiron is the natural ruler of the 6th house, which is our health. It's the house of healing. So it's like literally healing our body, but it also can be emotionally healing, or even we've got Sagittarius in the 6th house, maybe sort of healing. Maybe the risks that we wanted to take with our life, and you have that house kind of activated, and maybe we suddenly are like, okay, I need to grow and expand in this area and try some things I've never tried before. I'm sorry, I have to drink this because it's my disgusting vitamin water stuff that the doctor's making me drink. Okay, what else? Nothing else with the sun. So on to the moon. Solar arc moon is, the moon is the mother energy, right? It's emotions. It has to do with, whatever it's touching, it's going to bring out an emotional response in us. With it, you've got a biquintile to Jupiter, and Jupiter is the ruler. There's kind of highlighting and lighting up your sixth house of Virgo, because you have Sagittarius there too, and your house of the inner child. Again, inner work. Moon, Jupiter, and we got also the moon is squaring your nodal axis. That's very important. That is one of, it's just like the axis of the soulmate, right? The axis of the soul itself too. And with the moon squaring it, there's maybe something to do with mothering the self too. That is also a moon energy. And then you have also an aspect to your ascendant. That's the way we show up in the world around us, how we take action and fight for ourselves, go after something we want. So having the moon make an aspect there is definitely, it's a good time. It feels like it's a lot of self-work. So, okay, on to Mercury. Mercury is the mind, and it's our worldview. So you've got a sextile to Jupiter. I don't usually pay attention to sextiles or trines when we're talking solar arcs, so we'll ignore that. We've got a little aspect being made to Chiron and again to Ceres. So both Mercury and the Sun are aspecting Chiron and Ceres. Again, Mercury, how you think about yourself, your inner dialogue, the inner the things that you tell yourself about yourself, those things are being healed right now or brought up for healing. Then we move on. We don't have anything with Venus, don't have anything with Mars this year, but we move into Jupiter. Jupiter is forming a quintile with your Mars. That's again the body. So Jupiter, I don't know if you're doing like a new health regime or you're doing something to improve your physical health this year, but it's like a great time for that. And Jupiter also, you've got a sextile. Okay, won't worry about that. Sorry, I know this is so not flowy. It's just the nature of the beast. I'll bring it back around and like tie it all together. On to Saturn. So Saturn is going to mature us. We don't have anything from Saturn this year other than a couple of trines to Chiron and Ceres. So, but we're not going to really pay attention to trines. It's just supportive of that parental energy, sort of nurturing ourselves, healing ourselves, and taking care of ourselves, really. On to Uranus. Okay, Uranus is an interesting one because wherever it falls, we tend to have we're going to be liberated. So you've got it conjunct. It's approaching an exact conjunction to your Neptune. And Neptune's in the 5th house. So Neptune, Neptune in the 5th is the dreams and the visions of the inner child and of the self. And Uranus coming here to sort of activate Neptune, to liberate, to free us maybe even from the things that we've thought about ourselves. Neptune in the 5th can also weaken a person's like inner child. It almost like weakens the inner child. And with the sun up in the 10th, we might live our life in a way where we're trying to please other people. We're trying to receive validation from outside of ourselves, from work, from career, from the people who are, that we see somehow as the successful ones. Having the sun up there, the inner child up in that house, we can work really hard to make the right decisions and do the right things with our life. And Neptune down the 5th kind of says, but there's like this child inside of you that has these dreams that it wants to accomplish or follow, and hasn't maybe been able to. It's like it's weakened. It's kept in this sort of dream state. But when you have Uranus come to conjoin with Neptune, that's sort of like it's liberation. It's liberating energy. It's electrical energy too. Neptune for you rules your 9th house, which is the house of Sagittarius. So travel. Publishing. If you've ever wanted to write a book, maybe you have a book inside of you this year that's going to come out. If you wanted to go on a retreat somewhere that was to go on a spiritual retreat or a spiritual adventure, you might just like spur of the moment decide to go do that. Neptune's also naturally the ruler of the 12th house, which is where your father and mother energy, your Saturn and your moon are at. So this is definitely kind of like freeing this little child inside of you from whatever unconscious kind of expectations have been placed upon you from parents and society and the rules and how you're supposed to be. And you might dive a bit into for this year, a little bit of the fantasy world or the dreams of what could possibly be. It's pretty exciting. Next we have Neptune. So Neptune, you've got a Neptune moon opposition. So the moon being, the mother energy, and also the moon is the home. Neptune can, I don't know, as far as moving, planning a move, Neptune can indicate, if we see other things, it can indicate a move. You do have transiting Jupiter moving into your 4th house, which can indicate moving into a nicer, better place. So if you're wanting to move, very possible you might be. Let me see, you've also got something to the ruler. Hold on. What am I seeing here? I'm just looking at the ruler of your 4th house for one quick sec. So it'll be next year. So next year you'll have Chiron and Ceres conjoin with your Venus. And that's the ruler of your 4th house of home and family. It's also the inner girl inside of you. It's that love nature. It's the right to be loved by another person, the beauty, your ability to attract good, pleasant, happy things into your life. And remember we talked about Venus, we talked about this Venus being in Gemini. Sometimes our little inner girl, our inner child can play like 2 different roles. Like she can feel like she has to be this person for these people and this person for these people kind of a thing. And there can be this theme with Chiron and Ceres conjoining with it. Maybe next year you get more clear about what you really want rather than trying to please other people or trying to, do things the right way, I guess. And Neptune also, you got a square to your MC, which could indicate that's big. That's really big. That's like to your MC, it's your MC and your IC. So not only is Neptune opposing your moon, but you've also got a square to, there's definitely house like shifts of some kind this year. Releasing, dissolving, surrendering, letting go of your, perhaps where you live, perhaps career even. You might have a big move for work. Because it is squaring that axis of home and work, the home-work balance axis. But Neptune is one where sometimes we can have confusion about, should I move, should I not move, should I take that job, should I not take that job? It can kind of feel like this blurry. You have to just surrender and let go of having the right answer. And really, meditation is fantastic during this, and going deep and going, okay, you know what, I have this sense I'm supposed to do this. You have a really intuitive moon. Your moon's in the 12th house. The problem with the moon in the 12th house is we don't trust it. There can be this theme of taking care of other people, like that's easy, seeing what someone else needs, to be sort of mothered, but we don't really know how to do it for ourselves as well, or it's not as comfortable for us. So Neptune perhaps opposing your moon. I'm so sorry. Can you guys make the dogs stop barking, please? Grace, Lily, I'm on a call. Can you please put the dogs in my bathroom? Sorry, never thought that I would have yappy dogs, but here we are. Okay, but Neptune, again, these themes of the mother and the father inside of you, how you parent yourself, how you decide, where am I going to live? Is this job good for me? Does this feel right? All of these themes are going to kind of be floating around in a nebulous little cloud of Neptunian. I'm not really sure. And we end up kind of flowing. It's very Piscean. We end up kind of making decisions a lot of times half awake. Or we try to escape things. Also a time when some people, they're like, well, I can't figure this one out, so I'm gonna just go have a glass of wine, kind of a thing. So it's one where you need to feel what is coming up. Do your best to feel it so that you can heal it, as they say. Next, we've got Pluto. It's making, okay, we're not going to really worry about Pluto, so it's a trine. I'm going to worry about you've got nodes also. So your north and south node, you've got your south node is conjunct Saturn. So that's that father energy. So both the mother energy inside of you, the fathering and the mothering energy are both being those parts of the psyche, right? So the father part of us is the one that knows the rules and does the right thing and makes the right decisions so that we have a roof over our heads and all that good stuff. Mothering is the nurturing of the inner world. And the nodal axis, having the south node conjunct this Saturn in your chart, that's really significant because your sun is in the Saturn house. It's in the Capricorn house. Responsibility, duty, obligation, adulting, hashtag adulting. These themes are big. So there can be issues of guilt even with this, or wanting to go after something that you've wanted to do for a long time, but feeling like, oh, that's not responsible, or that's not the right, what are people going to think, or am I going to be judged, etc. Just looking to see, where is it? So, and this is in, your 12th house is where your Saturn lays. And so to me, this feels very past life related, if you believe in past lives. Your South Node in Gemini in the 11th house is one where I think I might have mentioned to you. That one, it feels like a South Node where maybe there's a fragmentation to it, like two concurrent past lives at the same time. Maybe one were male, one were female. And with the South Node coming to Cancer, to your Cancer Saturn right now, that does feel like a focus bringing forward from past lives those themes of the father, the themes of being responsible for people, the grief, the maybe even the loss of the father, or the loss of a family, or having to take on the burdens of the family, having to care for everybody, So you may be presented with some opportunities to make decisions related to career, where, I don't know, you could have an opportunity to take on something that's maybe pays more, or it's a bigger, better gig, but maybe not what you're really wanting to do, and having to get really honest with yourself about what you're wanting with career. And then we've got Chiron as well. Solar arc Chiron, you've got a square to Mars, so that's the physical body. Mars is also how you take action. It's your inner male, it's your inner fighter, how I'm going to get this stuff done. And Chiron is the healing energy. And Chiron also, though, is attached to guilt. It's ultimately, Chiron is here to serve and to almost self-sacrifice. It's that kind of energy. So when it's squaring your Mars, the decisions you make may lead you to feeling sort of like, oh, I feel kind of guilty about this. Or your Mars is in Pisces, which is one that when it comes to taking action, a lot of times we can be really unclear about which path is best. And we're going to lean on planets that are in stronger placements in our chart. So you kind of aren't going to get to do that this year. Like, you'll have an opportunity to be tested in this area, and you're going to have to just sort of face the thing that you need to face. You're going to have to feel it. You're going to have to work your way through it, even if you don't know exactly if you're making the right decision or not. Hope that makes sense. Okay, now, what else do we have? We've got Ceres isn't doing anything. I'm not going to worry about Pallas. And yeah, that's it for the solar arc. So overall, it feels like definitely a year of working on oneself. If you're wondering about relationships, that's Venusian. Also in your chart, it would be Uranian, because Uranus rules your 7th house. To me, this really feels like a year where we're working on ourselves. And we'll see more when we do transits. So I've got you on the schedule for tomorrow to get your transits done, and then we'll be all done. So if you have questions, let me know. Other than that, hope you have a good night. Okay, bye, Laura.